Hey, I'm Miley from Venice. Before you listen to my story, please click like and subscribe. Ever since I was born, my parents were just busy in their own world, and they sometimes forgot I existed. When I was 3, my parents were getting ready to go out for their anniversary dinner, but minutes later, they walked out the door and left me home all by myself. I ran to the window and started yelling out loud, and that's when they came back running. Oh God, what are you still doing here? You're making us late.
But you forgot me, Mommy.
Come on, no time to talk. Hurry up.
This kind of stuff happened all the time. Then once when I was in 4th grade, I invited them for my annual day function. I was playing the role of a princess and was super excited for Mom and Dad to see me. But like always, they didn't show up. Ugh, I was so pissed. The other kids were taking pictures with their family while I was standing there all alone. And I finally lost it. I decided to walk back home by myself. As I was passing a sandwich stall, I saw a girl a little younger than me trying to steal a sandwich.
Hey, no, you can't do that. Stealing things is bad. But I'm very hungry, and I haven't eaten for days.
I saw tears in her eyes, and she did look like she was having a rough time, so I offered to pay for both our sandwiches. Her name was Lucy, and when I asked her about her family, she told me the most shocking thing.
I don't have a family. I lived in an orphanage, but the caretaker was so evil. She made us work a lot and didn't even give us any food. So I ran away.
It broke my heart to see her so sad, and I asked her to come with me. I have parents, not the best, but at least I can promise you a home. Besides, I've always wanted to have a sister. Suddenly, her eyes lit up and she hugged me. Later, when we reached home, I asked Mom and Dad to adopt Lucy, but they refused straight to my face.
But Mom, I really want a sister. You guys barely have time for me, so...
So you picked a thief from the streets? Not happening. They took Lucy back to the orphanage, and I cried my heart out. I wouldn't even eat or sleep, and I'd run off to the orphanage and wait for Lucy outside every day. Seeing me this way, my parents finally gave in and agreed to officially adopt Lucy. And I was the happiest. And in no time, we were like real sisters. Soon after, Lucy was starting school with me. And even though she was nervous, I promised I'd be there for her all the time. But the moment we entered, we fell in the eyes of Diana, the meanest girl in the school.
Hey, Miley, is that your new adopted sister? Ew, what garbage dump did you pick her up from? She stinks like a skunk's butt. Shut up, Diana, or I'm gonna kick your butt right now.
Ugh, cut it out, Miley, and send her back. I don't think orphans like her belong with us rich people. My mom told me they're just the filth of society. That was it. I pushed her away and she fell to the ground. But when I turned to Lucy, she was already gone. Later when I went home, I hugged her. It doesn't matter what anyone says, okay? You're my sister and I'll always love you. After that, I took a necklace from my pocket and put it around her neck.
What's this?
Open it.
OMG, it's our pictures. You're the best, Miley. I love you.
And I really loved her too. Days passed and I was always there to watch over Lucy. No one was gonna mess around with her as long as I was around. Then one day in 8th grade, we were given a math test when I suddenly looked up to see Lucy passing some sheets to Diana through the window. What the crackling crabs? I didn't want her to be caught by the teacher, so I kept quiet. But later when I went to the cafeteria, I saw Lucy at a table surrounded by Diana and her minions. What was this witch up to now? What's going on here? Leave my sister alone, you witch.
No, Miley, she's my friend, and we're just having lunch together.
Friend? Are you crazy? She's a bully. Stay away from her. Ooh, it looks like someone's really possessive. And it's not like I threatened her to hang out with me. She wants to be friends with the cool kids. What is she talking about, Lucy? You come with me right now. You're not staying with these girls another second. I tried pulling Lucy away, but she brushed off my hand roughly.
No, I'm not going anywhere. And please, don't embarrass me in front of my friends. I'm not a baby.
I couldn't believe my ears. My sister was fighting me for some bully? Later when Lucy came home, I tried to talk to her, but she wouldn't listen.
She's not bad, okay? She saved me from other mean girls in the washroom once and asked me to join her gang. Now I'm cool like them, don't you see?
She's turning you into a bad person like her. I saw you helping her cheat today, Lucy, and that's not cool. But my words had no effect on her. And after that, she started hanging around with Diana all the time. She'd be carrying around Diana's books, bringing her food, wiping the table clean for her. It was so annoying. She even missed my birthday and went shopping with Diana. And when I saw her pictures on Diana's account, Lucy was carrying loads of bags after her like a maid. Why was she such a doormat? A few days later during recess, I walked into the girls' bathroom and to my shock, I found Lucy ripping a little girl's notebook and throwing them in the toilet while Diana and her minions were watching. What are you doing, Lucy? Have you lost your mind? Drop that book right now.
Ooh, here comes the bossy older sister.
She just wants to tame you and put you on a leash like a dog. Do you want that, Lucy? Or do you want to be your own master? Listening to Diana's words, Lucy looked at me and ripped the book in half.
She's right. You're not my mother, Miley. You're not even my real sister, so don't tell me what to do. Got it?
How dare you? I always thought of you as my sister, but I think I made a mistake. I should have left you in that orphanage and never brought you home. You're a monster. I tried to pull the little girl out of there, but Lucy jumped on me and we broke into a wild cat fight. Just then, one of the other girls shouted that a teacher was coming, so they all ran away, leaving me on the floor. I was so done with Lucy now. That stupid bully was no longer my sister. Lucy would sneak out of the house at night all the time, and I couldn't care less. But then one morning, she didn't come back home. And when I went downstairs, Mom was furious. That devil child. She's at school and was caught trying to steal something. What? No way. We immediately drove to the school and saw Lucy sitting in tears in the office. Diana was there too, looking bored. The security guards had caught Lucy stealing final exam question papers from the principal's office. But I didn't want to do it. Diana made me do it. Seriously? I don't even know your name. And how could I make you do anything? You're just some loser. And I wouldn't even keep you around to wipe my shoes. Ugh, this witch. But there was no proof against Diana. So she walked free and Lucy was expelled. As she ran out of the office crying, I tried to stop her, but she pushed me aside.
You just want to say I told you so, right? Well, don't. Just leave me alone.
I didn't follow her. She'd brought this on herself. And maybe when she was less upset, she'd realize it. But when I went back home, I was shocked to find that all of Lucy's things were gone. She'd just left without a word. I tried looking for her for weeks and months, but didn't find her anywhere. Soon after, I left for college where I met John. We fell madly in love and got married soon after. My married life was perfect. But a few years later, I discovered that I could never have children. Both me and John were devastated by the news. And as years passed, things started to get worse. On our 5th anniversary, I cooked John's favorite dinner and waited for him to come home, but he didn't show up at all. And the next morning, the doorbell rang, and I found 2 kids about 3 years old holding a letter addressed to me. Miley, please forgive me, but I can't take care of these kids anymore. I've lost all my money and I'm in debt and I have to leave. Please don't look for me. I stared at John's handwriting in complete shock. And now he was running away and leaving them with me? Oh my God, that jerk! I immediately took the kids to the police, and it turned out they were my husband's kids, and their mom passed away some time ago. The cops decided to send these kids to the orphanage, and that instantly reminded me of Lucy. My heart sank thinking how awful her orphanage was. And without thinking, I suddenly yelled, "No, I'll adopt them." And in no time, the kids moved in to live with me. Their names were Dan and Dean, and they were adorable. The first night, I fell asleep next to them. A few hours later, I woke up to crazy sounds. I rushed downstairs and saw them banging on pots and laughing. Quiet! Are you both babies or devils? They both dropped everything and ran towards me.
Sorry, we play.
I instantly melted. Later, I took them out shopping for toys and clothes. When we came home, they were both full of smiles and even kissed me. It just warmed my heart like nothing before. My life felt perfect. A few years passed, and the kids forgot they had another mother before me. Then once when Dean was in the 3rd grade, I found him crying in his room. Oh, honey, what happened? He told me there was some guy in his class who was bullying him. He even had bruises on his face. Oh, baby, I'll talk to the principal and his mom, and you'll be fine. Mom's got you. The next day at the parent-teacher meeting, I waited for the kids to point the bully's mom out to me. When they did, I went ahead and tapped her on the shoulder. "Excuse me, is that your kid?" I turned around, and my jaw dropped. "Miley? Lucy?" Oh my God. We just stared at each other in shock, and then I spoke. "Was it your kid who bullied my son?" "What? Not possible. My son is an angel." "Oh, really? Then why does he steal my kids' lunch and hit them? Is that what you're teaching him?" "How I raise my son is none of your business, bossy pants. If my kid gets hurt, it is my business. Keep your kid away from them." I walked off quickly before she made a scene. But on our way back home, I couldn't stop thinking about Lucy. She looked so different and pretty, but I didn't have anything to do with her now. A few days later, the kids insisted on me taking them to the school carnival. When we got there, they ran off to have fun with their friends, and I got busy with the other mothers. But moments later, we heard a loud noise, and my heart jumped when we saw a huge fire had broken out in one of the tents. I started looking for the kids and found Dean immediately, but Dan was missing. I was shouting his name and looking everywhere, but what I saw next shocked me. Lucy was there, and she was walking out of flames with Dan in her arms. Oh my God, what happened? Is he okay? I hugged Dan tight and then saw Lucy's hand. It was all burned by the flames. I stayed by her side as the medical team bandaged her hand, and then I spoke. "Lucy, I can't ever thank you enough for what you did. But why'd you risk your life for my kid?" "'Cause he's your son and you love him. And I owe you a lot for what you've done for me." And then my eyes went straight to the locket she was wearing. It was the same necklace I'd given to Lucy ages ago. You kept it all these years? Why?" She remained silent, but tears fell from her eyes. And I just hugged her. "Oh, Lucy, why did you run away? I looked for you everywhere, but you were nowhere to be found. I was just so ashamed of myself, all the things I did, and I was horrible to you. I thought I'd ruined our relationship forever, and I couldn't face you anymore. But I've missed you so much. You picked up an orphan like me from the streets and loved me like family, but I threw it all away. I'm so sorry, Miley. Please forgive me." "Already done. You're my sister, and I'll always love you. Come here."